Greetings, Shelpers. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you just got all that. Oh, our internet's already dipping.
It does that every time.
Okay. Greetings, Shelpers. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you had a wonderful week or as good of a week as you can get because, you deserve it. But today we are going to do something a little bit different. We are going to do another tier list, and this time we are going to be discussing classic Christmas movies. I had to add a couple more tiers, or let's face it, I had husband do it because I, of course, don't know anything that I'm doing. Hopefully we didn't accidentally mute me. I don't think so. Okay, so this is our tier list. They only had what is it? Show blank.
I guess I clicked out of it.
Okay. It's gonna be one of those days. Okay, so it only had the ratings like S through F, which I don't know if I like S tier. I was being like primo, but okay, well, we're gonna roll with that. But then there's a never seen tier I added because there are a lot of them. I'm like, what the hell is that? And then not a Christmas movie for reasons. Okay, so first victim is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. It is indeed a classic. The first 3 minutes or so, the opening with Santa Claus and all the shenanigans he gets into are amazing. And then when you get to the Griswolds, everything kind of goes downhill. I'm not a huge fan of this movie. My family loved it. I watched it a lot. I would say, I kind of want it between F and C. I wouldn't murder you if you tried to make me watch it, but it's not my favorite thing. So, but ride the line between F and C, please, helper.
I don't know if they let us do that on here.
If not, then put it in the F tier. I'm not a fan. Most of the jokes are stale, even at the beginning. Yeah, I'm not a fan. The way he is, I can't. Randy Quaid, I'm not a fan of in general. Chevy Chase is not the best human being or actor, in my opinion. And yeah, it's just so lackluster. There are so many movies that are just so much better. So, next one looks to be Krampus. Never seen it. There are multiple movies with Krampus. I don't really know which one it is. But funnily enough, if you've seen, we saw Red One yesterday. And that Snow Globe, if that's the one, features in it. So, yeah, Red One is not on here, but I'll give you some advice for free. You can watch it already if you have Amazon Prime, because it's from Amazon Studio. Some theaters are still running it. Ours did for a while. And, yeah, no. It doesn't really work as a Christmas movie, even though it's supposed to be saving Santa. But there's not enough Christmas in it. And the action is lukewarm. There were one or two little bit of cool parts in it, but totally skippable. Almost 2 hours of thanks give us nothing. And that makes two movies recently The Rock has been in that people have not specifically enjoyed. So good on him. By the way, they hired Lucy Liu for a role. Love her. They barely gave her any action sequence. So woof. Okay, so enough about that one. What's the next one?
Arthur Christmas, the one that we saw a while ago, and it was the most generic thing ever.
I don't even remember. I know we saw it, but I don't know if I remember it. I barely remember even seeing the movie. So, it's not I haven't seen it. You know what? I'll let husband rank this one because he totally remembers it more than I do.
There you go.
Oh, that's a bold statement.
The next is something apparently called Silent Night, Evil Night, and we've never seen that.
No, I've never seen it. I've never seen Silent Night, Evil Night. A lot of the Christmas horror ones I actually have not seen.
Okay, now it's Muppet Christmas Carol. Now we're getting somewhere for you.
Oh, I love this one. Okay, so a little bit of history on me, and you don't need it because I tell you everything anyway, but when I was a kid, there was something in the early 90s, late 80s called The Muppet Family Christmas, where Fozzie went to his mom's unexpectedly with the crew, you know, Kermit and Robin, and they're waiting on Miss Piggy to get there. And the Christmas Carol was in that era. So you will see like tiny little Easter eggs from that particular movie. Like in the beginning, when they're doing one of the first songs, you will see the literal snowman from that movie. And you could say, well, duh, Toluca, of course, because they're going to just reuse assets. I just see it as kind of something that hinges together. So I really enjoy this telling of Scrooge. Someday I should just literally put all the headings of Scrooge together and like let them go head to head. But I'm gonna say it's solidly, I would say A tier. Like, I don't necessarily have to watch it every year, but I really like it. Oh, by the way, when they put it on Disney Plus, back out for now so people can see everything. But when they put it on Disney Plus, okay, never mind.
No, what?
When they put it on Disney Plus, they actually took out the song When Belle Leaves Scrooge, and when he comes back at the end, like he becomes a good person again, they actually have a rendition of it that's good, like talks about him being redeemed. And without the loss of that, it's not a good scene, because when Gonzo and Rizzo, I believe, are the two narrators, they end up like crying as like Belle walks away from Scrooge, and there is literally no like impetus to lead up to anything. So you don't have the when love is gone. Nope. Just she's just gone. Like, bye bitch. So it's actually a really jarring scene without it. But they did eventually do a special edition on Disney Plus that put it back in. So if you can find the you know, special edition or whatever, yeah, watch it with that. Otherwise, so much of the impactful breakup scene is missing, and so much of the callback for Scrooge's redemption is actually like it falls flat. To me, anyway. Okay, so next one we have the regular Frosty.
You put it here, don't you? Yeah, that's what you told me.
The regular Frosty?
Yeah, the first one you said doesn't have.
No, I didn't say that. I said there isn't very much Christmas in it.
Oh.
I said technically the second one
Okay.
that we actually like and watch every year isn't necessarily a Christmas movie.
I don't know if that one's even on here. I don't think so.
No. Because Frosty is considered a Christmas classic. Frosty Takes a Wife is not considered a classic, which is a shame. You know, Frosty is, how do I put this? Frosty is boring. I don't mean to say it like that. Like, it's okay. I guess we'll put him in C. We'll put Frosty in C.
It released.
What?
It released.
It really what?
It released.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna give me trouble here and there. Okay, Charlie Brown, you know the one.
Yeah, Charlie Brown is basically C tier as well.
Okay.
What?
Just no explanation.
No, but we watch it sometimes. But how do I put this? Like, okay. One, it's a little too. I don't want to say on the nose religiously, but kind of. But at the same time, what irritates me about the Charlie Brown franchise? People find it funny when like Lucy screws him over to kick the football all the time. That's a joke. Like in the what was it, the New Year's episode with Linus and the redhead curly haired girl, the redheaded curly haired girl that Charlie Brown likes. Linus like goes for her. Like Linus, the old theologian, his best friend even screws him over. And don't get me started on the Halloween special where he gets rocks when everyone else gets candy or money. I know it's like a running gag and everything like that, but Charlie Brown would grow up with some, let's say, severe issues and probably like unalive a lot of people in that town. And yeah, or himself. I don't really like that about it. I mean, it's a little bit better. Like at the end, they're all like, "Oh, we should like not treat him like shit for one day." Yay. Okay. So anyway, I digress. It's okay. My mom loved it, of course, because people back then didn't have a lot of choice. I'm just saying. Okay, here we go.
Tom and Jerry Nutcracker. I think we saw it like one time, but I bet you don't remember it.
I do kind of, but not really.
I remember it being around here.
Okay, then put it in the C range. Yeah, because I think we did see it, and it was just kind of meh.
Oh man.
Oh God, should we save that one for later?
No.
Uh,
It's in order.
we don't have to. You know what? Let's take a breather and let's keep going through because I want you to tell me everything I haven't seen or think I haven't seen.
Well, it's I guess the old Miracle on 35th.
I've seen that, but I want to talk about what I haven't like put up what we haven't seen. Like,
have you seen Bad Santa?
unfucking fortunately, I have. Yes,
Okay, so it sounds like an F1.
it's an F1. And if I have to explain that to you, I don't know what to say. Like, it is abysmal. It is not funny. It is somewhat mean spirited. No, 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 no. Yeah, no. Just no. I can't imagine there was a sequel. I don't find it funny. Maybe I'm like totally misremembering, like, but I don't think so. Okay, so Remember the Night. I don't think I've ever seen. You can put that in never seen.
Yeah, I don't recognize that one.
Okay, what else we got that you don't think I've seen?
Uh,
Better Watch Out. I don't think I've seen.
Yeah, I don't remember that one ever coming up.
You have to put Remember the Night in never seen as well.
Oh, sorry.
Yep, that's fine.
Come on, mouse, work with me.
Is that our wireless?
Yes.
Yeah, it's getting a little persnickety. Okay, what else do we have?
Holiday Inn. I don't think you've ever seen.
No. If I have, it's been like a very long time. That's Sleepless in Seattle.
That's...
Oh, while you were sleeping. Sorry, wrong
I
movie.
can't even tell where you're at right now because we're out of order.
Oh, second row. Second row, 1, 2,
Oh my
3,
God,
4,
Elf
and
Bowling is on here.
Elf Bowling. Oh my God. Okay. Okay, first of all, Daddy's Home 2 I've never seen. The one right next to Elf Bowling.
Okay. I also don't think... Have we ever seen something called Almost Christmas? I don't think we...
No, we've never seen Almost Christmas. We're gonna just try to get the never seen it out of the way, kind of, sort of early. Some of them.
You're that afraid of your...
I'm building up to it, okay? I'm building up to
It's
it.
gonna be a grand finale. I know where this goes.
Yes. Gremlins is not a fucking Christmas movie. I don't care what you say. How do I know? 1, the sequel is not a Christmas movie. 2, something happening around Christmas does not make it a Christmas movie. Die Hard, not a Christmas movie. Definitely not a Christmas movie. I know the hallmarks of what makes a Christmas movie, and people can be like, oh, well, really, there's caroling and there's music and blah, blah, blah. No, no, no. I've heard this argument to, oh, no, nope, sorry, no, sorry. Can't get away with that. Just like Die Hard, Gremlins 2, not a Christmas movie. And you could be like, well, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation had prequels and sequels that really aren't this, that, or the other. I think I have seen the movie you just put up.
Really? I thought you said you never seen it.
I said that's not a Christmas movie.
Oh. Alright, okay.
At least I thought. If I said that wrong, I apologize. It's not a Christmas movie. Okay, so you know where to put it, and then I'll talk about it.
What, this?
Yeah.
Well, okay. I guess we're doing it now.
You know where, yes, you know where to put it. Okay, so 1, it's incredibly long. So very long. The longest long that ever longed for like a story that could take 45 freaking minutes. 2, and this is what gets me about this movie. The movie's whole premise is that no matter who you are, no matter what you do, like everybody has a purpose. You don't know the lives you touch, blah, 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 right? You could just smile at a stranger one day and keep them from like unaliving off a bridge. Okay, get that. Very nice moral. However, George freaking Bailey is the worst person on the planet to use as that metaphor. Absolute frigging worst. Why? Because when he was little, he saved his brother, who ended up being a war hero, who saved a bunch of other people in World War II. That's one thing. One thing. So because he didn't save his brother wasn't alive to save everybody else. Okay, he was the only person standing in the way of Potter taking over the frickin' place, the entire frickin' place. I wanted to say Bailey Falls, but that's not the name of it. Bedford Falls. He was the only person to stand in the guy's way, to stand in the way of a corporate monopoly where everybody would be miserable. He was the only person. The only one. Okay? So he saved a war hero who saved everybody else in the plane or on the boat or whatever the hell it was. He saved the town from everybody having a miserable existence. He saved Mr. Gower the druggist from killing someone. So that's yet another life legitimately saved. And his whole life wasn't blown to shit, the druggist. The chemist actually got to keep his job, his family, everything. His wife, since apparently you have a soulmate, is literally miserable without you. They literally don't get married. They literally don't have any family. They literally have no aspirations. They have a dead-end job, and that's it. And yeah, I guess I could see where they might be like, okay, that's a possibility. But really, okay, if I give you that 1 point, it's only 1 point. Now, if we do It's a Wonderful Life over again, and this time we do a person with no children, who's never saved anyone's life, who never stopped anyone from killing anyone else, blah, blah, blah. Like on and on and on and on. I know the whole thing is like, you don't see the good you do. You don't see who you touch. And I do believe in that story because there are people who never meet each other again after one night, and you affect someone the rest of their life. You can, for good or ill. Like if I went and mugged our sweet neighbor lady, and then I moved out, like right then, like that would affect how she trusts people the rest of her damn life because of me. Or if somebody is struggling with Christmas and I was able to give them money to give their kids a nice Christmas, they could remember that their entire life. Hi, how are you, Cheesy? I hope well. How's it going, girl? Yeah, so he is the worst person to use as this example. I like the message. I don't like how they did it. Because they used the most amazing person, a loyal father, a loyal husband, a loyal friend, loyal to his parents' business, loyal, all the way down, forsaking every dream he had, saving everybody left, right, and sideways. So, oh, I'm glad to hear that. I hope everything went well with like the move and all that other fun stuff. So, yeah, George is the worst person for this movie. Show me Tabitha the waitress, who has a dead-end job, who never did pretty much, like, never, like I said, never saved anyone's life, never, like, kept a town afloat, nothing. Like, show me that. Show me how that goes. And I think there have been, like, retellings, but it's always still the most unbelievable freaking people in the most unbelievable freaking situations. So, no, I don't like the movie. It's way too long, too drawn out. He is apparently a freaking amazing, even though his wife is the one who basically saves everything at the end. But we're going to ignore that because she's a woman. Am I right, gamers? Okay, so next one on the list. Finally. But no, really bad movie all the way around. Miracle on 34th Street. Very sweet. Definitely a classic. I would say it's kind of C range. It's up there with Frosty and all that. It's a solid watch. It's not horrible. It's not, to me, it's not anything too special, but it's good. I think they did a really good job with the remake with Mara Wilson years ago, like a long time ago. For those of you who don't remember Mara Wilson, she was Matilda. For those of you who don't remember Matilda, do you need your bottle changed? I'm just kidding. But yeah, I'm old as hell. So it was decent. It was actually decent. And the remake was good. So I do like the thought of it. Okay, so they have to basically prove he is Santa Claus because they think he is non-compos mentis. So they have to actually go through and prove it. Now, in one of the movies, they take $1 and circle the "In God We Trust" on the back. And it's like, well, you don't see God, but it's in our money and stuff like that. In the other version of the movie, they actually have everybody from the post office deliver the letters to him because he's a Macy's Santa, and they kind of want like him gone because like he's giving the rival company like a lot more influence and play, so they have to make him look like he's not, right in the head. So it was a decent movie. I would almost say that could go in the B list. I'm hovering between B and C. I wish there were half grades. But yeah, that's how they figure it out. And the lawyer who helps him is very jaded. So it's a good story. It's a solid story. Okay, next victim.
To be Jim Carrey Christmas Carol.
I did not like this one. I mean, I know it's true to the source material. I didn't care for it. It was really close to the source material. It had no spark. It had no interest for me. It's just kind of blah. And I know when everybody came out, they were like, "Oh, look at the graphics. Oh, look at this. Look at that." No, I don't really care for it. I think it's a Wonderful Life tier. To be fair though, It's a Wonderful Life needs its own freaking tier at this point, unless the other movie is here. The other movie.
I know, we'll see. It's being a pain in the ass.
Oh, the other movie is definitely here. It's also a classic. Okay, Mickey's Christmas Carol, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. Sweet, fun, interesting. I like it. It's short enough that it doesn't bother me. No, they do everything right they need to do for this. It's sweet. I would say it's at least a B or an A tier. So you can pick, honey, whatever tier you want for that one, but you think it's a B tier. It's good. It's a solid once a year, I think. Okay, what the hell is the next one? Oh, that one was actually good. The subsequent movies, not so much. They don't know when to let a good thing die at the Disney-esque places. So, yeah, I would say that's probably a solid B. It was fun. It was interesting. Him trying to cope with being Santa. The second one was the formulaic "let's find a wife" thing. And it just kind of fell flat to me. But the first one was actually pretty good. It seemed the right amount of magical, the right amount of humorous. It hit a few right notes there. Okay, next one we're going to put in the haven't seen it because I have seen it. It's just been so freaking long. If any of you have boomer parents or grandparents who have spent a lot of time with you, you've probably seen White Christmas. Let's not talk about Bing Crosby right now. Very good voice, very bad man, and we'll leave it at that. Oh, Polar Express. I don't like this movie. Because I will give you the entire synopsis. Kids get on a train to meet Santa Claus, chaos ensues, and the end. More or less. Yeah, they totally beat the Santa Claus franchise to death. So, I do not like the Polar Express at all. It's uncanny. The only good thing about it was the song. There's the Josh Groban song at the end. The one about Believe or whatever the hell. I think that's the one he did for this. Otherwise, not good. Creepy at parts, uncanny at other parts, almost no plot. Like I said, they just go there and then they go to Santa's workshop and then like I don't know if I'm like blocking it out because I have trauma or what, but no, that's F tier. And my mother-in-law, says my husband, would actually play this and they had surround sound in their living room. So it sounded like the freaking train was coming in through their house.
Yeah, it was something.
So I don't know why everybody is so enamored with this movie. But no, just no. Oh, how lovely. It is and it isn't a Christmas movie, The Nightmare Before Christmas. I guess I have to count it. It's C tier. I oscillate because it's kind of like F plus. I got like one or two good like songs for my Halloween playlist, my Halloween music playlist out of it. But otherwise it's like, yeah, and it's inventive enough to keep it to the F tier, I think, to keep it away from it. But I am not a Nightmare Before Christmas fan. I actually thought I was being too hard on it. And then I watched it again just a few years ago to make sure. Yeah, it rides the line on Christmas for me, but it's not one of the worst ones. So we're gonna keep it at C. But hybrid movies are weird, and sometimes I think it's more of a Halloween movie, if that makes sense, because it feels. Yeah, I talked about Die Hard already, and Gremlins is down in the not a Christmas movie section for reasons. So I kind of feel like it's more of a Halloween movie. I'd almost be tempted to move it into a not a Christmas movie.
Are we doing that?
Maybe. Because to me, it's like, you know how when they played Harry Potter movies on like Freeform or whatever the hell, and they're like, oh, it's a Halloween movie, oh, it's a Christmas movie, and it's like, it's neither one, okay? Just because it has magic in it doesn't make it a holiday movie. Okay, anyway, I digress. We'll have to move on. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the Jim Carrey one. Now, this is a Jim Carrey Christmas movie I like. Husband and I watch it every year during our yearly wrapping, and we usually watch it one more time in our January Christmas. And if it ever comes to the theater, husband and I are going to see it at the theater. So I would say it's at least an A, if not the S tier. And I'll let husband drag it to where he feels, but
Yeah, leave the mic to your list, everyone.
no, it isn't yours, but I think it's an S because we watch it twice a year. Okay, the other one is solid B tier.
The animated one?
B or A. Yeah.
I'd say it's with the Muppet thing at least.
Yeah, it's a good one. I like it. It's unique. It's cute. It is what it is. Starting to look a little like a Christmas tree, Shelpers. Okay.
I don't know what version of Christmas Carol this is.
Yeah, I don't know either. So we're gonna say haven't seen it just because I do not know and I will not guess.
Well, I know where this movie goes. It was on my mouse for some reason.
Yeah, I did not like the Illumination Grinch. They wrecked it. They took any magic and any joy, and then they added the stupid reindeer, and I don't even know what was happening. Oh, and it has one of the worst versions of the Grinch song. You do not believe me on this one? Go find it. I will wait for you. I will wait for you because that is complete ear bleed. What? I will wait for you. It's important. Like, that song was such an abomination. I thought the animation looked cute. Like, if I can give it a point on something. But then I was like, I'm just a really unhappy, really grouchy man. And it's like, yeah, me too, sister. So what? Like, yeah, okay. And then it seemed like the Who's actually did like him. And I was like, yeah, okay then. Yeah, no, we're not doing that. I'll take a drink and then we'll look at the next one. But yeah, that was not a good one. I don't know how you can get the source material so messed up. By the way, there's been a poster going around for years that there's going to be a sequel to the Grinch, the Jim Carrey version of the Grinch. As far as I can tell, that is just a rumor, but Facebook always has it's always just the one poster with him holding the Christmas ornament in his fingers, and then it says Grinch too. So I don't believe it.
Yeah, what could they do with it?
You've never heard the Illumination version of the Grinch? Why, you're missing out, girl. Oh my God. Okay. So, um,
Jingle all the way.
Jingle All the Way. Okay, it's campy. It's kind of funny, I guess, if you haven't seen it 18 million times. I don't know. I would say C plus, B minus.
Well, I think it's more in this area.
Yeah.
Okay, that Noel movie from Disney Plus.
We saw it, but I don't remember it. Like, I thought we liked it.
Yeah, it was all right.
I thought we liked it well enough. And then I don't remember it. I don't remember it at all.
I guess I'll take the reins on this one too.
Okay.
Here we go.
Well, it was pretty forgettable, so it probably matches more with that, yeah. Okay, what the hell is the next one?
Christmas Evil, never even heard of it.
Nope.
And then it lit.
What happened there? Where did it?
I don't know where it went.
I don't know where it went either. Wait, did you maybe yeet it into the line? Go down. Yeah, you did. It's right next to Elf Bowling now.
Okay, Very Merry Christmas. That stupid Netflix thing from so long ago.
Oh, is that the one with like the one thing I laughed at? I don't remember what it was.
That was.
I don't remember what that was. What was that line?
I forget.
But like I think it was George Clooney who mouthed it or said it. And it was funny. However, the rest of the show was a big pile of dog shit. Yeah, that song is terrible. The Grinch song. And I've heard many versions of the Grinch song. It's kind of like, if I had to give a comparison, Madonna's version of Santa Baby. If you've never heard Madonna's version of Santa Baby, and you trust me, don't listen to that song. Santa Baby. It's really bad. She sounds like she's like like she's trying to do like a 90-year-old would do an ooh voice. It's so freaking horrible. Again, if you want more ear bleed, listen to it when I get done. Just have some spiked eggnog or cider first, please, for the love of God. Okay, now where are we going? Merry Christmas is an F tier. It was abysmal except for that one meme that I had with my husband for like 2 weeks, and then I forgot it entirely.
Okay, second Home Alone. I don't know the first one's here too, but it's the second one.
It's okay. I would say C. The first one was good. The second one was okay. When I was younger, like, everybody talked about Home Alone and how great it was. And while the slapstick is somewhat funny, the fact that they did it to their child twice is honestly abysmal to me. Just honestly abysmal. Okay, what is the next one?
Once Upon a Christmas, but it's not the Mickey one. It's some live action version. Which I don't recall ever seeing.
Well, then put in the not seen it. That might be, I don't know. That might be something different.
It is something different.
Like, what I thought was maybe One Magic Christmas with Mary Steenburgen, but it's not. Okay, Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas. Love the movie. Charming, great visuals, different stories. I would say that's in the S tier. Same thing with the second one. I love Once and Twice Upon a Christmas. We have it on DVD or Blu-ray or whatever.
I put it in.
Yep, they're classics for us. They absolutely... And the second one has CG, but the stories and stuff are still cool and whatnot. Yeah, the Home Alone movies aren't very good. After 2, they were appalling, and they even switched kids and kept right on trucking, which was bizarre as hell to me. Like, How many kids are being left alone while their parents jet set to Rome or some shit? Like, that's wild.
The answer may surprise you.
Yeah, I'm like, you're so rich, you don't remember your kids. Like, I've never been that rich, okay? Like, a human being came out of me. I'm gonna walk up and down the aisles of the damn plane and force them to the ground until I know every silly little kid is in their silly little seat. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Scrooged. My family loved this movie. I'm not a fan. I do like the Ghost of Christmas Present. I do like the fact that Wendy Malick is in this movie as probably one of her earlier acting roles. She got a very minor part. I love Wendy Malick, but I don't like the movie overall. So you can put it in the F tier. It's probably an F plus. I'm being a little generous. There are so many Scrooge retellings. So many. You do not have to be bogged down by mediocre storytelling or Bill Murray. Good, I'm glad everyone it's out of the way. Okay, Elf Bowling is terrible. But it's terrible in a way that husband and I actually enjoyed the one time we saw it. So, am I off my nut, or is it a C tier kind of?
I guess.
Because the who pooped in the peanut barrel is gonna be in my imagination forever, or my memory. I'll be in the nursing home as a 97-year-old. I'll be looking across to Be Just, won't recognize him, but I'll start screeching out who pooped in the peanut barrel at one of the nurses, and they will be like, what the hell? And I'll be like, okay, yep. Okay, so the next movie I don't remember seeing. If I did, it was with Mom a long time ago.
Yeah, Christmas in Connecticut.
Yeah, that's a mom movie. I just say never seen it.
The creepy Jack Frost.
The
90s or whatever.
I don't remember how Christmassy that movie even was. It was okay. Again, it's kind of like an F plus or a D minus C, whatever the hell. By the way, is it my imagination, or did the person who made this tier list go A, B, C, F, or whatever?
I don't know.
Yeah. I think it's like a D kind of, or an F. Like, I don't think there's a D.
There is no D.
So let's put it in F and be done with it.
We've never seen A Fairly Odd Christmas. It's a live action looking thing. So
No. And I've never actually seen Love Actually.
Me either.
Or the Star movie.
What is this Noel?
I don't know.
Me either. Eventually we should do a stuff you really like.
I know. I should make you guys a list. All of you people out there, all my shelpers. I should make you a list of what I actually enjoy. But the thing is, some of it would be Hallmark stuff that you would be like, oh my God, Jaluka, why? And then I would proceed to tell you in great detail why. So, oh, yeah, I think I've seen the really, really old one. I like a lot of them, but there are so many spin-offs. Like, I like the Jetsons one a lot. I like the one they did on the Golden Palace. I like an All Dogs Christmas Carol, like the All Dogs Go to Heaven movie. They had an All Dogs Christmas Carol. And I really like that one. So like I said, there should be just a time where we do head to head with every one I've seen. Yeah, so some of them are really, really, really good. So there's It's Christmas Carol, where the woman being taken around to show them her things or fix things was Carrie Fisher. So there are a lot of retellings. Okay, where are we now? F it in the A.
Okay.
The only good part of that movie is when they're opening presents. At the end, where everything's in multicolored paper, and the mom and dad are downstairs in their pajamas, and the kids are running to the tree. Not where he comes down in the pink bunny suit. Not that. Just the tiny little bit of that. And then the scene where the mom and dad are having a glass of wine at night, watching the snowfall on Christmas night. Those are the only two good parts of that movie. The stupid leg lamp, the stupid bunny costume, the stupid, like, little flashback hallucinations the kid has from eating too much soap. Yeah, no, none of that. And the thing is, it used to play on like TNT, Turner Network Television or whatever, every like Christmas Eve to Christmas Day, all day long, over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And my family would have that shit on over and over and over and over and over. No, nope. I don't know if I went through like repeated viewings, like there's some sort of residual holiday trauma, but
I don't know if you've ever seen it.
I have.
Okay.
Yeah. I only remember one part of this. And okay, so Jonathan Taylor Thomas, is in a restaurant or something, and this guy wants his girl back. And he's trying to tell the guy how to win her back via like a walkie-talkie or something they can't see, or like an earpiece. But anyway, or he's whispering to him, but he's trying to get the guy back with his girl. And the guy is singing to her, and the kid says, now on your knees, like you're serious, like right, get on your knees. And then he's like singing to her, the guy is, and says to the girl, now on your knees. like with a giant flourish. That part was funny. The rest, not memorable at all to me. So I guess we'll put it in C. I don't know. My brother, tall one, and I used to, like, every once in a while, we'd be like, now on your knees. And that's actually where it came from, but I don't remember anything else, unfortunately. I like Shrek the Halls. Unfortunately, it follows the same thing as Scared Shrekless, which is like the story episodic thing. And while you say, well, Taluki, you said the same thing about Once and Twice Upon a Christmas. And yes, true. But I feel like sometimes it does a little bit of a disservice. I feel like we're in the B tier with Scared Shrekless. Like it's a good show. Is it something I necessarily have to like seek out every year? No, but it's good. Like you won't be like, oh my God, give me my half an hour back. So Elf, no, F tier. I don't like Will Ferrell's acting. I didn't like the movie. It was just, it was like watching a toddler try to act while at the same time trying to decorate a 50-foot tall Christmas tree where every other ornament is a wasp's nest. You don't know if it's still active or not. And I know that's very particular, but that's how it feels watching it for me. It's a little bit like you're cringing away. It's a little bit like you're just so tired of watching the toddler jump around on the furniture. No. Oh, and did I mention it's also like trying to diffuse a glitter bomb over your shag carpet while the toddler is jumping on the furniture and painting on the wall, and you're trying to decorate the Christmas tree, because that's all what it feels like. Very, very disorganized, very, no. Okay, moving on.
Okay, it's Klaus now.
Loved the movie, made me cry. I don't like how predatory Netflix is. However, they've managed to get 2 Christmas specials right. 2 of them, maybe.
It's up here, yeah.
Yes. And that was one of them.
First Home Alone.
Slightly better than the second Home Alone, but I don't know if I'd want to put it in the tier above where the second Home Alone was. So
we'll put it a little above. There you go.
Yeah, fine. It's come before the pain, so it's fine.
What?
No. We're saving Rudolph for last.
Well, this is the Christmas Chronicles Netflix thing, which is also not good.
Oh no, F tier. The only part I actually enjoyed about that movie was seeing Santa and Mrs. Claus be a real life husband and wife. That's it. That's the movie. I didn't like it. I just, I can't even, I saw it once, and they're making a sequel, and at one point, like, Santa's in a bar, and he's singing music, and I'm just like, yes, we all know Goldie Hawn's husband likes to sing, like, okay. Yes, I think that's the original Rudolph. And and this is, do I go and tell you why I don't like this movie, or do we just put it in F and call it a night? I could do either one. But, well, you thought my rant about It's a Wonderful Life was bad. Rudolph is worse. Okay. Rudolph goes in F tier. Again, this is a movie where it would seem there is a good message. And by the way, my mom always had a soft spot in her heart for this movie because it was the first freaking movie she ever saw in color. And it was that and the first time she actually saw the Norelco Santa riding down the hill on a razor, or whatever the hell it used to be. But, okay, we all know the premise of Rudolph. The song, the plush toys, everything. We all know the premise. Okay, Rudolph is different than everybody else. Gotcha. The person who wrote the song, because I believe maybe the song came before the movie, something like that. The song was for people who felt different, like they were sick or disabled or whatever the hell have you, whatever difference you may have, and that you still have a place in society. No matter how different you are, you will fit in somewhere. No matter how different you are, you have the ability to be someone, the ability to do something, the ability to contribute, just so that on the outside, your difference can make you strong. You will have a place to be in society. All that is technically a good thing to hear. But I have so many problems with it. Okay, the lesser problems. All right. Okay, no. We're going to go with the thing I liked. Yukon Cornelius is pretty cool. And Silver and Gold is one of the holiday songs I sing frequently. Burl Ives is a fucking treasure, okay? So anyway, those are the two things. Now, we all know that there is some misogyny in the show. The going out and looking for Rudolph or whatever. No, this is man's work or whatever. And we all know the time period it came from and stuff like that. So we know misogyny is going to be in there, and it's just a product of its time. But we really need to touch on, we're going to call it ableism. And you could probably substitute ableism for anything else, being trans, being black in a white neighborhood, whatever it is. Okay? You could substitute any difference. The reason I equate it to ableism isn't just because I'm disabled myself. However, it's a lot of what is said about Rudolph is aimed at us, the disabled people. And that is, well, no, you're useful. We can find a use for you. You can have a job that makes you useful. You can have a job that makes you part of society. You can have a job that makes you stop being a leech. You can have a job that makes people look at you as though you're a real person. You can have a purpose that actually means that you can make money. And so I'm looking at Rudolph through an ableist lens because of that. Because when you're disabled, you're made fun of, as you are with any other difference. But you are also told, eventually, you will be productive. And that is how you prove your worth. You are a taxpayer. That is how you prove your worth. You make your own money. That is how you prove your worth. So if you are a disabled person on the dole, because you cannot work enough hours, because whatever, you are told you don't have a place. You don't have a purpose, because purpose equals productive equals money. So Rudolph, his deformity, as they call it, which is disfigurement, and disfigurement is being against people who are disfigured is a type of ableism, just so we're clear. And okay. And they would make fun of his deformity, his disfigurement. And when he was proven useful, he was actually given a spot on the team. Even Santa Claus, the person who, when I was a child, I was taught would give me presents, who would love me. Santa is a saint. His name is Saint Nicholas. He is the patron saint of wolves, for fuck's sake. That this man is jolly and loving and knows you and cares about you. And even Santa Claus said how unfortunate it was that Rudolph was different. Even Santa Claus couldn't see how Rudolph was a boon, couldn't see how the island of misfit toys would have toys that children could still love. They were cast away as though they were broken, as though them being built different was bad. And Santa agreed with it. Mr. Jolly, Mr. Happy, Mr. I love all the children, Mr. I'm going to make you happy on Christmas, couldn't even see their worth, because he is that ableist that he's like, oh, that's a shame. Yeah, just throw him out. Just who cares about him? And I'm sorry, but I always saw Hermie as gay. Like, I always took Hermie wanting to be a dentist instead of building toys, and him like going off on his own path, and him being like, let's say, softer. Like, his boss is like the gruffest Gruffington elf who ever gruffed in Grufferton. And it's like, okay. And then you have Hermie, who is soft-spoken, gentle, more precise. And I always saw Hermie as more coded for gay. Now, I could be totally off base here. I myself am cis. I myself am, I want to say coded as seen as heterosexual. I am married to a cis man. I am seen as heterosexual. But I always thought of Hermie as gay. Like, that's one of the reasons Hermie didn't fit in. It wasn't that he didn't want to make toys. It was that he didn't want to make Whoopi with the vagine. That's how I always saw Hermie. From the time I was little, I'm like, oh, Hermie is gay. Which, I don't care. But for Hermie, the gay man, to find comfort in the one of the only other outcasts on the entire North Pole, when them going on an adventure was interesting. But going back to this, no one apologized to Rudolph. You know, at least with Hermie, people said, you know, you're wrong. We were wrong. There is a place for you. Like, we do need your skills. We do need whatever it is you bring. Because Hermie wasn't disabled, and Hermie had a skill. Again, we see the, if you can contribute, you're accepted, whole monologue, montage, whatever going on here. That's the lesson here. And Rudolph was made fun of constantly. And only when he could save Christmas was he valuable. So not only does Rudolph have to have a purpose, Rudolph's purpose has to be the best, most perfect purpose since Santa Claus himself. And that is just so ableist. The whole, you have to earn your keep. You are not valuable unless you can do something. If you stand out, you have to prove yourself 10 times over that the way you stand out is your benefit. Like, if my disability wasn't a boon, if my chronic pain doesn't have some kind of like silver lining, it's like, oh, hi Toluca, go fuck yourself. And it's just, it's so flabbergastingly bad when you look at it that way. I know it's supposed to be everybody has a talent, everybody has a place, everybody has a strength, and that we shouldn't make fun of people because whatever. But I always look at Rudolph as, yeah, we should make fun of that weirdo in the corner because someday I really might need to use him. And I don't want to bully that person because he might be of use to me. That's what that says to me. They didn't have to apologize. The weirdo, the cripple, became useful. Absolutely useful. So it was fine he was different. Just because he was useful. And what happens if Rudolph's nose breaks? What happens if when Rudolph becomes an old man, his leg goes out? Are you going to still say, well, Rudolph, you have a place among us. We love you. We were wrong about you, which they never said in the freaking first place that they were wrong or whatever. I mean, Santa maybe kind of sort of half-assed his way through it, but like nobody else did. Nobody else got any chagrin or anything. And I'm just like, what happens then? Does Rudolph get kicked out again because he's not a Boone anymore? Because kids and adults alike, human and animal, all made fun of him. His parents were ashamed of him. And just because he was different, a little bit different. And to have that as a disabled kid, that you better find a way to be helpful. You better find a way to be worth it, or you're not. Or every bit of shit they say about you is justified. I might have taken away the wrong lesson here. I mean, I know what the lesson was supposed to be. But because that's the way they ran with it, that's the way they did it. Like, oh yeah, you have a superpower actually. One we can exploit. Come to the front of the line, Rudolph. Santa wasn't going to make you into reindeer sausage in like 2 more years. Yeah. And then because the one cripple opened the way, the other cripples on the Island Misfit Toys actually were able to get homes. And I'm kind of wondering, like, when they were able to get homes, one, if all toys are sentient, couldn't the elves fix the broken toys? Who made the broken toys? If it wasn't the elves, who made the broken toys? You know, the choo-choo with the square wheels and all that. So, were the elves purposely making bad toys? Were they making mistakes? If they were, couldn't Santa pick up the misfit toys and fix them? And I don't know, it's just, yeah. I mean, I'm glad that Rudolph painted the way for people to be different, i.e. toys and other animals. But at the same time, it was like, yeah, we don't care. Now that you have a use. Like, I can't tell you how many people tell me that I won't have a use unless I become a taxpayer. Like Rudolph is a drain because he's eating their food and everything and they don't let him like help at all. So only if you're of use. I know I'm talking in a circle now, but it makes me so damn angry. And I know I shouldn't. I know it should just be a lovely little story about how everybody is amazing. And okay, so I'm going to compare this to Nestor. I don't know who's seen the movie Nestor, but I think it's a Rankin Bass stop motion. Nestor the long-eared donkey. And Nestor was born with long ears. And Nestor's long ears had him made fun of, and his mother cared about him a lot. And in the storm, his mother had died, protecting him. But when he awoke from that, he actually heard like something in the distance because of his long ears. And like, long story short, he ends up carrying Mary to Bethlehem. You know, Jesus, Mary, Joseph. He ends up carrying Mary to Bethlehem, a pregnant Mary to Bethlehem. And he heard the angel calling for him or whatever, heard the sound the star made. You know, the star they followed. He heard it with his ears. And he actually took them to Bethlehem. And Mary picked him because Mary loved his eyes. His gentle little eyes. So she wasn't like, yeah, he could carry me better because he has long ears. It wasn't, you know, it was a benefit for him to have the long ears, even though other people made fun of it. However, it wasn't that he was picked because of his long ears. It was because they were a superpower to him. And that does get a little problematic, being like, oh, you have cerebral palsy, you have a superpower. And I get that you can have benefits to a disability at certain points. Part of the reason why I was articulate at a young age was that I sat at the adults table because I couldn't run around with the other kids. Valid. But I don't like this whole, your disability or your like homosexuality, you know, being gay and all that, your black skin or whatever is a superpower. Like it's a difference. And sometimes it comes with drawbacks in certain parts of society. And sometimes it can give you a different view of the world. So it's not always not negative, but there are some things that just suck, like chronic pain or chronic fatigue. Ask me how I know. So yeah, I hope you all know where I'm going with this. Like I said, maybe I'm off base here, but growing up as a disabled kid and the whole, you know, you have to be worth something to somebody in order for us to accept you is just bananas to teach kids in general. You know, but I know that's how capitalism works. We are in a capitalist society, and telling people, yeah, you have to produce to be worth it has always been a thing. Hashtag a thing. But yeah, so, okay, that's all of the movies, I think.
Yes.
And I could do another tier list at some point, not a tier list, but like my movie recommendations, because some of them would not be well known. And a lot of them would probably be cheesy rom-com Christmases, but yeah, so all right, thank you so much for watching, and I will be back next week, hopefully with 2 streams. I wanted to stream yesterday, but I have not been feeling good again. I've been overdoing it. Who knew that would be a thing? So, all right, Cult of the Lamb, and I don't know what next week. But I will see you all later. Thank you so much for watching. I hope if you're prepping for holidays, they're not too stressful. I hope if you're doing midterms or finals, I guess it would be now before winter break, same. Try to pace yourselves. You're important. Hydrate, take your meds, get some sleep. You know, a lot of the problems you have today won't be the same ones you have 50 years from now. My grandfather used to say, in 100 years, honey, none of this shit will matter. And it's true. Like, if the world was going to end today, would you be worrying about that? You know, your paycheck was short $50. Would you be worrying about this, that, and the other? I know that people still have to eat and everything. I'm not trying to dismiss or downplay, but it does get better. And then it gets worse, and then it gets better. Some of us are just kind of waiting for the better. And it's worth waiting for. So, take care of you, yeah? Because you're important, and it does get better. All right, everybody, I will see you next week. Have a glorious weekend, and I will probably put out a video this weekend bitching about everything that's been happening in my life. You know me. Take care, shoppers. Bye.